For members of the public, I'll be announcing the names of the upcoming speakers and we'll bring you into the meeting when it is your turn.
Good morning. My name is Robert Jan van de Hoek. I am an environmental scientist and testifying as a scientist. Gratis information for you and would be welcome to or help you out in any ways as an independent scientist that doesn't receive money from corporations or from other, And I'm also testifying as a citizen, and I'm testifying as one of the members of the Defend Ballona Wetlands. Yesterday, I listened to your Coastal Commission hearing on the Long Beach item regarding the swimming pool, public pool, and I heard that there were 3 votes taken by the commission. 1 commissioner was absent, so you had 11 there, and each of the votes was 10-1. There was the same person, an alternate commissioner that voted no each time. I'm interested to know if those alternates, do they vote with doing what the main commissioner who viewpoint, or do they testify on their own viewpoint as an individual commissioner? Like, are they a proxy or do they have their own viewpoint? I'm so glad there are 12 commissioners today here, and I'm so sad and sorry in a way that you had to listen for so long to the Long Beach item, which took for a long time. Trees are mentioned there, and I'm opposed to the way the trees were considered as property, and that they said they would put trees in as close to full grown and use as they can. But these decisions are being made by arborists, not by wildlife scientists that know. The commission, I have a lawsuit. I'm part of a lawsuit, Defend Ballona Wetlands, and we've sued the Coastal Conservancy, and we've sued the State Department of Fish and Wildlife over issues related to the EIR and the Ballona. And just if I could wrap up in a few seconds, Chair. Okay, I will just say that I would be willing again to be able to be an expert for you to understand the science at the Ballona Wetlands and bird issues and tree issues. Thank you.
Honorable Commissioners, Marcia Hanscom. I'm speaking on behalf of the Sierra Club, where I chair the Ballona Wetlands Restoration Committee, which is the committee that represents the Ballona Wetlands for the entire Sierra Club. And I'm also here representing Protect Ballona Wetlands. And I don't have a video for you today. I have in the past, but the last time I spoke, after I spoke and the audio visual didn't work or something was going on technically there, someone seemingly from your staff said I could shoot someone now. So I guess I'm saying my speech feels a bit chilled after that. Maybe I'll be courageous enough to do an audio visual next time, but I'll try to paint a picture for you. The entire Ballona Wetlands, more than 600 acres, is under assault by the very state of California that we worked so hard to get to acquire the land for in 2003. The proposal is to bulldoze and excavate more than 2.5 million cubic yards of soil, move it around. It would completely decimate habitat for dozens of species on the special concern list for the state of California. We're shocked. And you had someone speak the other day, I think it was Wednesday, about wanting public access. Well, public access is not even a question. There's a question right now. Why do we not have public access now after the land has been acquired since 2003? There is a gate that was open for a couple of summers. It is not open now. We would ask you to treat the state of California the same way, your sister agency, Fish and Wildlife, the same way you treat private interests, and they must open the gate on Fiji Way. Thank you very much.
I'm Christina Coo. I'm an attorney here in California, and I'm a volunteer, a resident here in Southern California on the Ballona Wetlands Ecological Reserve issue. And I think you've all heard so much about what's happening there. SoCal Gas is, the culprit in all of this, and we've said that many times. So number one, if you could please help and look into this matter and just keep SoCal Gas out of the Ballona Wetlands Ecological Reserve. That makes total sense. And I wanted to go over some of these plans for protection of a wetlands. And I don't know if anyone's read a lot of it to you, but we would love for the Ballona Wetlands Reserve to be protected without an EIR or EIS and with very minimal effort to obtain coastal development permits or exemptions from the California Coastal Commissions. And the primary, principle is just no intrusive activities by mechanical means. And I think you can all understand that. And these are gentle ways to actually preserve and help and restore a natural wetlands area. Fund and supervise a docent training program so they're available for the public and they can interact in the newly open walkway areas, and set up cameras and maybe, observe what is going on there with the 1,700 different kinds of species and plants at this beautiful area, and some endangered and threatened species there as well, and work with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the California Department of Fish and Wildlife to form a recovery team to recover the ecological reserve. And it's just a beautiful area that needs to be reserved and preserved. And please keep out SoCal Gas.
Good morning. My name is Amy Rojas. I am the Environmental Education Coordinator for the Friends of Ballona Wetlands, and I'm also a senior education major at Loyola Marymount University. And in my time volunteering and interning and working with the Friends, I've always appreciated the beauty that is Ballona Wetlands. And as I began to lead students on tours, I realized I wasn't alone in this feeling. And coming from a community with little to no green space or green space access, I found Ballona Wetlands to be an amazing resource. And students nowadays do not often have the chance to spend time in nature, experiencing things that they would not have the opportunity to otherwise living in a busy city. And because of this, many students that I've interacted with at Ballona have changed their relationships with nature to a positive one. Some visit afraid of the unknown wonders to come, but by the end of the trip, they want to come back. And more importantly, they want to give back and help protect it. And this is why I support the Ballona Wetlands Restoration Project, because I believe that allowing students to have access to a healthy natural resource will help to increase these positive experiences with nature within future generations. And a healthy Ballona will help not only the ecosystem grow, but help to grow empathy with all students and all who share in its experience. And also the restoration will allow for many educational opportunities for students to increase curiosity and eco-consciousness within those who visit. And personally, I hope to one day inspire students and young environmentalists to see how essential restoration can be and to continue to help build positive relationships with nature. And through the Restoration Project, I believe that this can be accomplished. Thank you for your time and for this opportunity to speak with you all.
Yes. Hi, Patricia McPherson, Grassroots Coalition. I wanted to alert you to the fact that Grassroots Coalition and the Ballona Ecosystem Education Project, along with the Ballona Wetlands Land Trust, which is in a separate lawsuit, have filed CEQA litigation against CDFW regarding Ballona Wetlands. CDFW certified, despite the fact that they acknowledge that they have an inaccurate flood control model. That will end up taking at least another year, year and a half for them to correct that, and then another year, if not more, if ever, through the Army Corps of Engineers. And I'd like to also comment with the nexus with the Coastal Commission. Ballona Wetlands Land Trust yesterday brought up the need for updating decades-old permits. As I've spoken before you before, we have 591-463, which is the Ballona Wetlands, the freshwater marsh system, which has not been updated on numerous fronts, and it puts Ballona at odds with Coastal Commission rulings. The new information that has come out paid for with bond money, the ecological studies show that Ballona is predominantly seasonal freshwater wetland. It was closed to the ocean. And even in CDP 591463, it discusses Ballona as a salt marsh and reinforces the fact that we need to protect Ballona from its own freshwater, which CDP 591463 also provides for the throwing away of the fresh water through that main drain near those illegal drains out into the ocean, which is a waste of water and needn't be occurring. So I'm alerting you to the litigation I provided to all of you. So please have a look at that and we'll talk more. Thank you.
Ms. Lisa Carlin, we've promoted you to panelist. Please unmute yourself and state your name for the record.
Hi, I'm Lisa Carlin. Thank you very much. And I apologize for being late to this. I thought it was this morning and I thought I missed it, but I'm so glad I will get a chance to speak. So I'm here to talk about the please don't bulldoze Ballona wetlands. And specifically what I wanted to talk about is the there are certain permits that have been issued for work that's going on, but we believe there is work going on in the Ballona wetlands for which there is no permit. And that is just absolutely unacceptable. It just seems that the right hand does not know what the left hand is doing, and this is being pushed through without permits. And it's just not acceptable. It's absolutely not acceptable. And I've been at many of these hearings. I've testified at least one time each month, as I'm allowed to. And the part that's so frustrating is I hear hired hands, hired people that have various environmental degrees that speak to the quality of the environment in the Ballona wetlands. And I think, frankly, these people have never even been there. I've been there. I go there all the time. And I can tell you it is booming with wildlife, and that this wildlife is going to be destroyed. Many of these wildlife are on the endangered species list. And it just seems that for whatever reason, that people who are representing the opposition want this land developed. And we understand it's money. Southern California Edison wants to be able to drill. They've got fossil fuels stored there. These should be sealed off and should not pose any kind of risk to any of the people that live there, or it's going to be another Alicio Canyon. I just don't understand the disorganization that I see as a member of the community. So I just want to say, please do not bulldoze the Ballona wetlands, and please, I beg you, each and every one of you needs to go to this area and see it firsthand.